When you want to prevent hackers to spam your mail, then you can use Obfuscated. And this is one of the obfuscate websites where you can create an obfuscate, and you basically fill in your email address, and of course this is a fake email address, it doesn't exist, it makes no sense at all. Create, and then you want to grab the first code. The second one is a little bit more advanced. I'm going to show you that later in another tutorial. Just go to the website where you want to embed it, the email, and then put in a section, and then go to the codes, to the HTML coding, and then you can embed it, and there you see it. And when you update it and go to the website, then it's clickable, but the bots won't allow to scroll the website for that particular email and spam you. Now it doesn't work for every bot, because some advanced bots they're going to pick up the email address anyway, but it helps for let's say 80 to 90% of the bots. Another thing that you can do, so let's just delete this one, is use regular expressions. I'm going to refresh this because I have played with it. So what are regular expressions? I already made a tutorial about regular expressions with bots like query bots. So when you want to know how you can use regular expressions with bots, then go to the tutorial about query bots that I've made for you guys. But basically, when we are seeing this form and we go to the preview, they see only an email address and no fields at all. And it doesn't open when we embed only CO or Germany. Let's try Germany. It stays closed, but when we are going for the Netherlands, then you see that all the fields are open. But when we go into the US, then it doesn't show. So that can help you to deny particular countries, maybe China, maybe Russia, maybe whatever you want. You can also say, well, I only want to allow people from my own country. Then you could use the regular expressions. But regular expressions, well, the sky is the limit. You can do whatever you want, because you can embed everything with the regular expressions. It will listen to the codes. So when we are seeing here what email there is, when you go to the advanced, this is for fluentform, and then you can see that there is no advanced logic. But when we are going to these fields, then there is an advanced logic, and this is the regular expression that we're using. So it's the last one, and we're choosing for the email. So when somebody action is email, so the email fields, that's the action fields, and this is the regular expression with the codes and the trigger. So if they embed something on the email, the regular expression will ignore everybody except from what you have embedded into the regular expression. But it can also be action will be email and accept only when this code corresponds with the embedding from these fields. So it can include and exclude. And when you're going in here to this other fields, then you can see I'm also choosing for the email, but you can also choose for something else. Let's say that this field will only appear when there is a particular criteria. So when we're going here to the advanced tab and we're choosing for this field, so we're going to change it, and then you can choose the regular expression. For example, only allow people with a certain kind of name, and well, there are codes from the regular expression. So this is for every criteria that has, for example, the number 12 on the ends. So we are gonna embed the ends sign. So this is the code for the ends. Then it only will allow people with 12 on the ends. And when you go into embed it in here, then it only allows numbers with starts with 12. And when it must be exactly 12, then you can embed something like this. Then it must be exactly number 12. And this code it starts with 12. So you can be so creative if you as you want. There are a lot of more examples that I can give you, but why should you learn that when we have now in these days the chart GTP? And you can just ask it and make a regular expression, and it makes it just like that. So super handy, super easy, and you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And there are also other things that you can do. For example, going to your to the protection of your websites. In this case, virus die, and they can blacklist people from the IP address or the email address. And there are also a lot of plugins that are doing that. For example, Login Press does it, Hide My WordPress Ghost, and so on and so on. So yeah, and this WordPress umbrella is one of the plugins that I recommend you, because it's also notice you when the website is down and what happens to the website. Is a very, very good tool. Unfortunately, it's not anymore on AppSumo, but it was, and luckily I bought it. So this is a little tutorial what you can do with protecting your website from spammers. There are a lot of more things that you can do. So subscribe, and I'm going to show you that later on in other tutorials. And I wish you a nice day or a night if you are still awake in the night. And see you later, guys. Bye bye.